Garden Report is brought to you by Prize Picks and the Game Time app.
Hey, Bobby Manning here, Noah Dalzell alongside, and this is a practice edition of the Garden Report where Kristaps Porzingis actually took part in a little bit of practice today, some defensive drills, Jrue Holiday said, and Joe Mazzulla expanded a little bit on what he was able to do, what he's been able to do recently for the Celtics since he's been back on the floor.
Yeah, he's been able to do some stuff on the court, some reads versus the coaches, still some up and down work, 5-on-0 versus the coaches there, so he's getting there.
So you gleaned from what we saw of him in Brooklyn and his traveling and everything that we've watched from him over the last couple of weeks here that he could be getting closer. Obviously, we don't know when it will be exactly, but did today add to your optimism there?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, I think we don't know exactly to the extent that he practiced today, but the fact that he's doing defensive drills, he's participating in certainly more than he was a few weeks ago. That, in addition to the fact that December was the initial target and we're 2 weeks out, and then just body language seemed really locked in Brooklyn. You can just tell all the signs are there that he's a couple weeks away. And honestly, I feel like it kind of came up faster than I had even thought. Just, we're 13 games into the season and we're already having this conversation. So he'll be back sooner rather than later. But I think the big thing is, like, how do you make sure that he doesn't get hurt again? And so I'm sure that even if he's like that, the specific thing that the tendon that he repaired is ready to go, like, they're going to want to make sure that he's strong, that he's, completely in shape, ready to, play in a very physical NBA game. And Joe's talked about how the league is even more physical now. Yeah, and in that ESPN piece right before training camp, he had said that, if things go even faster, better than expected, maybe November's in play here. So who knows? I think at least by Christmas is well within play at this point. December, we seem to be that target date, the most realistic and cautious one too here, according to the original timeline. So I would have to say December, beginning of December would probably be the most likely at this point. But from the visuals we've seen of him, and we talked about it the other night on the show, it looks like going through these warm-ups and doing these drills with the coaches and stuff that we see before games, pretty similar to what we saw before the finals. And obviously leading up to the finals, different injury, but we were like, oh, is he going to be the same? Is it going to be a slow ramp-up when he comes back? And he just hit the ground running and was as good as we've ever seen him. Yeah, I think that's the advantage of guys that are injury-prone or have, he's dealt with so many different types of leg injuries. Yeah, and he's talked about
the
ACL tears. He talked about that before the finals. Like, he has a lot of confidence. He had a lot of confidence that he was going to be able to come back from the calf strain because it's like, that's not uncharted territory for him. And there's the physical component and there's the mental component too. And so I think for us, we know what to expect because this is, he's been down this road before. And this particular injury is rare, but we haven't heard anything about this injury that should make us think that he's not going to be able to come back from it. And so there's going to be a learning curve. There's going to be a little bit of an adjustment. I think, honestly, for the team, there's going to be a little bit of an adjustment because ultimately, they have been playing without him for so long now through the entire playoffs, through this, preseason, season. But he's just a release valve. He's just going to help on both ends. He's not somebody that demands the ball, that he's going to go ISO and screw everything up. So it's going to be a really positive thing for this team when he's back. I think even more than we're even remembering right now because he just impacts the game in so many different ways. Yeah, and they need the defense. Obviously, we've talked about the rim protection troubles they've had. They've been better with Nemi out there. Jrue Holiday talked about that today. But they're even better with Porzingis out there once he comes back eventually. Here's Holiday, how he'll impact the defense.
Comfort in him protecting the rim, knowing that having somebody down there with the ability to protect the rim and have my back if I make a mistake is always, it just builds that trust in your teammates on the defense end. So no update yet, no timeline. We'll keep an eye on it, but the signs are starting to grow here that Kristaps Porzingis could be back soon, and the Celtics continue their strong start without him. 10-3 going into a Raptors game tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. We'll have all the coverage here at TD Garden. Noah's going to be up in Maine tonight, so follow her coverage of the G League home opener for the Celtics tonight, featuring Baylor, Shireman, and others. Joe talked about that a little bit today as well. You can go check out his interview, as well as Drew's over on the CLNS Media YouTube channel. Show some love to our sponsors, Prize Picks. Go get a bonus over there when you play your first $5 lineup. Use code CLNS. Go check out the Game Time app. Use code CLNS. You want to go see the Celtics game tomorrow at TD Garden. Should be a solid game against the Raptors. Go use that code CLNS over there for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. For Noah Dalzell, I'm Bobby Manning. There's been a practice edition of the Garden Report. Hey, Bobby Manning here. If you made it this far, you probably enjoyed this video, so subscribe, turn on notifications, and check out our social media platforms at Celtics CLNS.